Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that subject?
I'm very open about what, like, my opinion on it. It's wrong, very clearly wrong in it. Do you know what I mean? It's cheating at the end of the day. I get it, like, if you're out of camp, you know, not even if you're out, like, you're retired or whatever, you know, using it for recovery. I get it for health because, again, MMA is hard on the body if you need it to recover and that. But when you're not active or when you're not actively fighting, I kind of can. You know, I can understand it a bit more, but when you're actively fighting, when you're on it, you damage, you're trying to hurt another human, you know, another person. And if you only beat them or, you know, cause them severe damage because of the fact you're on, you know, PEDs, it's very wrong in it. Do you know what I mean? You're taking money out of someone else's wallet as well. Do you know what I mean? If their pay is getting cut in half because you cheated, how's that fair?
Yeah. And when a fighter does test positive for PEDs, how much does that impact their legacy in, like, your eyes?
Massively, like, probably one of the reasons why I don't consider John Jones like the GOAT. Do you know what I mean, of MMA? That's why I consider, like, GSP, Demetrius Johnson, you know, athletes who are clean, because obviously John Jones is a very skilled fighter, we know that. But would he have done so well with him not being on PEDs? You know, whereas GSP was pretty clean. He looks the same now when he's, you know, now he's not active. He actually looks, he's smaller, isn't he? He has Crohn's disease. He has Crohn's now, doesn't he? So, and Demetrius Johnson again just looks the exact same from when he was fighting. So again, it does like, especially if you're in that contention for GOAT status like John Jones is, for me personally, it takes a couple of points off.
And do you think fighters that do take PEDs, have they ever, throughout the history of the sport, have they ever returned to their top form?
Other than John Jones, no, because you look at, like, Alex Overeem, you know, when he was on, like, when he was doing it, everyone called him Uberine. When he came off it, he lost his chin, didn't he? Vitor Belfort as well, I think that was what he's won, isn't he? Again, look at the difference, you know, Johnny Hendricks. So there's a lot of fighters who, especially when USADA came into things, you know, they looked a lot different afterwards, you know. Again, there is obviously loopholes where you can't get popped, but if you're not getting found out, you know, USADA, it's not USADA anymore, it's UFC's on, isn't it? But thing is, UFC is the only organisation that tests. Every other one don't. I think PFL do now, but the rest of them don't. So it's probably rife within every organisation.
And some people argue that MMA should allow controlled PEDs for, like, recovery purposes. Do you think there's any sort of merit to that idea?
Yeah, so like I touched on earlier, I think if you're not actively competing, and you're, like, literally the UFC control the amount, you know, you're taking this test you while you're doing it, so you can control what they're taking. I think that would be really good. You know what I mean? Like, say, again, UFC prescribes, say, a small dose of test, whatever peptides, you know, to increase your recovery, and they're prescribing it and they're testing you, you know, every week, every 2 weeks, to make sure you're only taking the amount they're giving you. I think there could be like a market for that.
And if steroid use in MMA were illegal and, like, regulated, how do you think it would change the sport as a whole? I
think it'd change it massively, like you see with Uberine and, you know, all like that. They were on top form when they were on it. It does change it, makes you stronger, makes you bigger, makes you faster, but it doesn't make you a better fighter. So I think the actual more technical fighters would end up still, you know, getting to the top, but I think it'd just be a lot harder because, again, it is illegal, isn't it? So, but again, if it is legal, I think what they should do is make like 2 leagues, you know, where people can take it and where people can't, you know, where people aren't taking it. Again, I reckon you see a lot of fighters go to the ones where you can take it, but I'd still stay in the illegal one.
And in your opinion, what would be the best sort of punishment for a positive steroid test?
Ban and a fine. Obviously, it depends what, like, again, if it's like only a trace amount, like Yoel Romero got found a trace amount, didn't he? But again, that was because one of the supplements he was taking was tainted with steroids. So again, it wasn't his fault. So again, he doesn't, like, if you're taking you know, like creatine, protein, whatever, it's somehow got tainted by, you know, steroids and that. Again, I don't think you should be punished. It's not your fault. You know, that's like an accident. You know what I mean? But again, someone who's been, like, very clearly taking it. I think it should be maybe not a lifetime ban, but 4 or 5 years, because again, then it's getting out of your system. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And looking ahead for you, what's next for you in your career?
I've got a fight in 6 weeks. I signed the contract on Friday. Good kid called Nafuka. He used to be ranked in Octagon. That's it. Got to smash this guy's head in and then move